Welcome to today's video. My name is Robin Thornton, encouraging you to think musically. And in today's lesson, what we're going to be having a look at is Halloween's Coming, or All Saints' Eve. I am recording this on the 28th of October, so Halloween is coming, or All Saints' Eve, depending on your sensibilities. One of the things you do get in lessons with me is a wider context. Performance, yes, but composition and musicology, how music fits into a wider historical context. So it gets into some really interesting things. So you can either call this Halloween's Coming or All Saints' Eve, depending on your background. I'm going to play through the tune first, and I'll explain what it is that I'm doing. Happy Halloween, everybody. So anyway, right, that seemed like a really long thing that I was doing. Also, I don't know, you can see my music stand over here. I don't have any music for this, actually. And what this brings up is three different interesting aspects. Firstly, that I'm a teacher, and I'm picking out this particular piece because there's some interesting teaching aspects in it, which I'll go into in a minute. Secondly, that it gives me another opportunity to demonstrate what it is that I do in lessons. And thirdly, that what I do in lessons is I do cover improvisation. So it's not just about reading the notes on the page. It is about that, but it's also about other things. So a lot of this is to do with improvisation, which is doing the job without the tools. I'll do other lessons on really what I mean by that, but when you understand music, you can start to put it together in your own way. So the tune for All Saints' Eve is this. It's using a span of A to E, first 5 letters of the alphabet. It goes ABCB twice. It then descends through the alphabet. EDCB, ABC, ascending to the C, to cadence. It then does the same thing again, going through ABCB twice. And then it cadences fully down to the A. Now, this is it in a unison, well, not really a unison, just in a monotone, monophonic way of playing, single melody line. If I were to play it as if it was the beginnings of harmony, playing an octave apart, this is an A in my right hand and an A in my left, then it works very well. If you want to interact with the video, that's always good. If you want to complain down in the comments below that I've just used consecutive octaves and how bad I am for using consecutive octaves, then yeah, fine, feel free to do so. If you don't know what the issue is with the consecutive octaves, come along for lessons. My what's it called? website is up in the corner there, robinthornton.co.uk. Online lessons, videos will only take you so far. You need individual content. You can get individual contact via online lessons or at my location as well. So what we've just done there is in octaves. I can then move them a fifth apart, literally fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got D, E, F, G, and A. Either I should get a dirtier keyboard or I should get more of a tan. Hopefully you can see my white hands over here. Playing a fifth apart. Using something that in rock music we call power chords and consecutive fifths, which is even worse than consecutive octaves if you're following classical counterpoint. If you don't know what I'm talking about, come along for lessons. If you do know what you're talking about, stick them down in the comments and interact with the video that way. Here, rather than using one-handed power chords like this, I could actually use two hands here. This now gets into a really interesting part of harmony where, so what I've done here is I've played an individual note monophonically, or an individual melody line monophonically, which doesn't have harmony. I've then used consecutive octaves, which are referred to as perfect consonances. They sound perfectly good together, and other uses for the word perfect, which I do understand. Perfect fifths, because they're scientifically perfect, more on that later on. And then we've got the fourth, which is actually considered a dissonance, and it's really interesting why that's considered a dissonance, because it doesn't sound that bad, but we're about to find out why. If I invert that fourth, D to G, then I get G to D, which we're back into fifths again, back into your perfect consonances. Ooh, B to F, that's an interesting little dissonance that goes on there. More on that later on. If you want to look up El Diablo sin Musica, then you get some really interesting thoughts on harmony there. I could move up from, instead of it being down here, up the octave, sounds a little bit more interesting. So if you're watching my original run through, I went like this. I play this glissando up the octave. Up to the sixth instead of the fifth. And I'm going to use this E over here now to bring us back into the original key. Back to A and E. So originally we're in the key of A minor, and I'm using fifths now. So if I show you all of that the way through, then maybe you can think about which of the intervals you think sounds better. Is it just monophonic music? Is it getting on for homophonic music, homophonically playing in octaves? Or fifths? Fourths? You'd be surprised. Inverting that fourth, fifths. Up the octave to play it a little bit clearer. Sixths, or fifths again. So what do we think? Octaves, fifths, fourths, sixths, which one sounds better? So tell me what you think. Which of those intervals do you like best? And if you can answer why that interval sounds best, then that gets really interesting. But let's just leave it at the question of which sounds best at the moment. Have a practice through of that, have some fun, and I will see you in the studio.